Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Desire, smashing sex stigmas with Tobi and Dina, whom I am Tobi Staples, and I'm a self mastery mentor, but I'm an earth angel first. And I'm here to share the loving space. I love you, Dina. I'm so grateful we're doing this. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, everyone. We are so glad that you are tuning in with us today. My name is Dina Alexander. I am from Aruba. I am a personal coach, and I start with that. A relationship coach for me. I don't believe in divorces and in breakups and in separations. And I am a sex coach, which I that's the main, that's the foundation. I think sex and spirituality should have a proper marriage. You should know how to marry them and start your life using that frequency. That's what I do.
I'm so grateful for today's topic. We are going to be talking about kink and what it really is. Yes, and what it isn't. Beyond that 50 shades of gray and porn culture. All right? We're going to be stigma busting today on all kinds of things because you know what? We're going to touch on a lot of topics. Dina, you want to light this one up for us today?
Yes, I love it when you said this episode is all about smashing sex stigmas. I'm going to repeat that because that's why we are here, to open up, make the space safe for us to share and for people to share with us through comment with us live or stating your comments in below caption, okay? So we are here to remind you that sexuality is sacred. Kink is sacred. And sometimes you need trusted guides to hold space for you in your journey, and that's what we do. Okay? Many people feel that exploring their desires or kinks is something to hide or be ashamed of. But what if there is no shame in knowing yourself? Only liberation. Okay, that's where we are diving into today. So let's start, Toby. The truth about kink and desire. What is kink?
Well, it isn't just whips and chains, it's a spectrum of intentional exploration into sensation, role playing, power exchange, and erotic edges. That's
Yes.
what that is. And you know, mainstream porn in Hollywood have distorted kink into something that it's not, stripping of its emotional, psychological, and healing roots. Okay? It's made it to be something that it really, really isn't. Dina, let's open up that. I know that opened up something for you. I see the glow happening
Yes.
already. What do you
Yes.
think about that?
Yes. You know, Toby, it's let's clear up some misconceptions. Okay. Kink isn't dirty. It isn't dirty. It's a desire. It's a and look, it is um it desire isn't deviant, because that's the problem of majority of people. They think it's dirty, and the desire, we shouldn't be open with it. Okay. These are human experiences rooted in curiosity, trust, and desire to connect deeply with oneself or other. That's how kink can help you. Okay. Often society has painted sexuality with a brush of judgments, making us believe that anything outside the norm is wrong. But kink, when practiced consciously, okay, and I'm going to repeat that word,
Yes.
kink practiced consciously and ethically, that it's very important, can be powerful, can be a powerful way to access healing, surrender, and trust. That's what we are here for. Here we are going to talk about here, not about the chains or the whips or the leather. Oh, I like the leather, but we are going to talk about the healing part. Okay. So
You know, I love what you said, Dina. I love what you said. You know, I just got an explosive download of going, okay. Toby, maybe you should teach people about conscious kink. That should be a real thing. Literally. Because true kink is rooted in self awareness, consent, curiosity, safety. It's not abuse, humiliation, or coercion. No, it's not. Kink is in, it's not about pain. It's about permission. It's not about dominance. It's about deliberate dynamics. And you know, there is a neuroscience of desire, submission, and arousal. Okay. And I want to touch on that because there are science supported points. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk some science here. During consensual kink, the brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. Okay. And this is a neurochemical cocktail that mirrors deep trust and emotional bonding. The prefrontal cortex, which is the logical brain, quiets during arousal and submission, allowing for surrendered states similar to meditation or trance.
Love it. I love it, and I would gladly, I want you to repeat it, but I will try to repeat it in my words. Okay, our brains are wired for connection and pleasure. Desire activates neural pathways linked to reward and safety when experienced in a safe place. That's the best how I can do it. Okay, and that's why we are here, because some people doesn't understand that it's not about slapping, it's not about power play, it's not about lust, it's about a sacred space. This safety and trust foster an environment where you can truly surrender and explore authentic self, free from shame and guilt. And when you have a friend or a partner that can allow you this experience, you should be grateful. You should be thanking this person. Okay, that's what the best way, the simplest way I can.
And I love how you put it because
Yeah.
submissive and dominant roles activate distinct neurological responses. And but both often create a heightened state of embodied presence and pleasure. So when done safely, kink triggers the same brain chemistry as love, healing, and flow. All right. And I'm glad that you touched on shame, Dina, because shame has twisted the truth about kink, curiosity, and control. Okay. So let's bust some stigmas about that.
Yes. Building trust and safety, because shame, when someone is ashamed, they don't they are lacking trust. Okay, yes, so you should learn how to build this trust and this safety to erase this shame. Okay, just creating a space for exploration starts with with establishing clear communication, and you should give your consent, and you should know your boundaries. And I'm using the word know your boundaries, and I'm not saying say your boundaries, communicate your boundaries, because the majority of us doesn't even know our own boundaries. So for us to communicate it, okay, that's essential for any ethical kink practice. As a sacred sexual code, I hold space for clients to express their desires without judgment. And I think last week, no, this week, sorry, this week, I got a client, and it's a gentleman, and he opened up with me. He connects with me as a coach. It clicked, and I told him, take a break from the lady, take a break from that friend, 2 weeks for you to get yourself, because he doesn't know the boundaries. He doesn't know what he wants. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, if you are listening to us now, are your boundaries clear? Because otherwise you can't do go engage in any kink practices. Okay, so
Okay.
what open up?
Oh, all kinds of things
Oh,
exploded because you know what? In the honesty of it all, how shame has twisted the truth about kink and all of this is because anything that was not just the missionary position of sex is was deemed it was labeled as deviant, out of the norm. And that was the only way to do it. And that's the way people were taught to do it. And anything aside from that, well, hey, it was learned in porn and the movies and all kinds of things. So, no, like, I have to be honest with you. I've explored kink. Like, hey, I fetish leather, the smell of real leather. No bigger fetish on this earth that I have, I don't think. But it was being, how would I put it? With a woman that is as independent as I am, I didn't want to have that kind of control. Well, when I was submissive to the partner, well, it actually opened up a part of me that was not there before because I had this need to be in control of my life and my body and what I'm doing to the point where, mind you, that relationship didn't work out the way it should have. Well, actually, no, I can't say that. But the exploration of the kink is what locked me into it, really, because I had submitted to his soul. It wasn't just his physical being. It was I had submitted to his soul. And in doing these things, shame silences curiosity and it isolates your expression. Okay. It makes people hide the truth about of fear. They've got a fear being judged, abandoned, or being too much. Well, guess what? If you've got your soft nose and your hard nose and your soft yeses and your hard yeses, well, guess what? Clear communication and connection can be quite the adventure of kink, which will open up healing for you that you didn't realize. Because in realizing that in my own exploration of it, I realized how badly I had been trying to hold the reins everywhere else in my life.
yes, I love it. A little bit of me, because you shared about you, a little bit of me. I first thing, when a client comes to me, he or she needs to know their fetishes, okay? And then we can conclude whether you like kinky or you like soft. You like, yeah, it's a soft sex or kink. So what I like is soft, but I don't mind doing kink, exploring, because I don't hate it. I know that my fetish, I open more up with soft. But during kink, if someone I do have a connection with, I can open up also. So it's all about knowing yourself and knowing what you like or what you want and your boundaries. So in my case, I don't mind, but it's not something that I look for. But I can enjoy it if my partner or my friend wants to enjoy it. So it's good that you shared a little bit about yourself. So, um, Toby, oh, something you want to say something?
Well, yeah, because you know what? There's also a misconception that it's kink is always hard because the kink that I've experienced with he made me leather whips because he knows I love the smell of leather. Yes, he used those whips on me, but he did not whip me. Brushing them on sensationally on different parts of your body gives you different reactions. So don't think because there's leather in whips that it's brutal and beating. No. Sensually, with like a paintbrush, you can give sensations all over the body with a whip that you would never imagine. Everybody thinks a whip in hand is brutal and beating, and no, 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 not at all. Because you know what? I was into a lot of trying things that he opened me up to, like being tied up and being things like that. But none of that was abusive in the act. Why? Because there was consent, there was safety, and there was communication.
Yes.
Okay? And it
That
was not abusive and it was not mean and outrageous. It was a soulful connection of kink, and it doesn't have to be hard. There can be feathers used to heighten sensation. I don't want you all to think that kink is just hard. No, it's not. You can go as you like, okay. And then once you felt that, I guarantee you'll be asking it, oh, okay, can you do that a little tighter or a little longer or a little harder? Or, in a sensual way, which is sacred. So I don't
yes,
want anybody to think that kink is what you see it in porn. Okay, the kink that is to sell those videos, but the real conscious kink has nothing to do with any of that. You can use all of those things in a conscious way.
yes. Love it. I love it, Toby. Yes, when I talk about soft and kink, I talk about meditation, using the chakra sex. I'm talking about breathing technique, using the orbit breath, and that kind of stuff. So, oh, we have
That was
someone.
Andy. She said, I do not even think about sex right now.
Ah, okay. Is that good or not?
Well, it's because she's going in a teeter totter. She's like, in her higher self is anchoring into her being. So it's changing the frequency. So her body is in a rest mode right now. So for her to say that, that's why for her in particularly, yeah, because the lowered self needs are shut off basically to integrate the higher self frequency. So once that's integrated fully, it's only going to enhance her sexual discovery. Wait till she has an orgasm from the flow of her higher self. Like, that changes everything. So
No, I understand. Now I understand. She's your client. That's good. You're doing great, and you are in good hands.
yeah, but
So
that's a good thing. That's a
yeah,
good thing for her.
perfect.
But when she's ready to come out of her rest period, soft kink is conscious kink is something that may work with her and her husband to reconnect,
Yes, and it can heal, even further heal, help her heal. So what I was going to say, um, the power of surrender, Toby. The Andrea said something else.
Yeah, she just put a happy face, a smiley
Yeah,
face.
okay. So the power of surrendering and the power of dominating. Let's talk about that because both are healing. Okay, I want to start with the one that dominates. Okay, it's not about power struggle and you want to slap someone and you want to give and um take out all your anger on someone. No, no, for that you need a punching bag. But but for this kind of sacred kink that we were talking about, it's about taking care of the one that is surrendering. I think if you don't have that in mind, take care of that person and be grateful at the end when she or he tells you, thank you so much, I've been to a space in my head that I've never went before. If you don't reach that, you are not a good dominator. I'm simple as it is as simple as that. Okay, so that's the role of dominator. And if you are going to try out new leather whips or new or candles, or you need to you need to test them before on yourself, then on your the one that is surrendering to you. And many clients come to me seeking healing through surrender. So allowing themselves to let go of control and to feel health, it's a beautiful process and it requires trust. So that's the job of a dominator. The same as a coach, but not touching. Okay, but dominator will be touching that person. Okay. The trust in your partner. So in my case, a coach and yourself, when that trust is present, it can lead to emotional release. That's why I say at the end of the session, the both of them should be very grateful and say it to each other, because it's a profound growth. Okay, so tell me, Toby, I see you going up and down in your head. So
I
tell
love it.
me what comes
I
up.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because, I'm glad that you brought up the candles too, because hot wax is that's another part of something that I find pleasurable. And people say, what? Hot wax? Listen, with all of the body and how it stores trauma, hot wax has been very healing for me. For me. And I have been able to, even through my own healing methods, use hot wax for my own bodily storage of trauma, pain, suffering, and with intention, release these things from my physical being with hot wax. So, why? Because with the feeling of the heat, and then when it cools and it hardens and you peel it off, you're pulling out all of that stored stuff. There are so many things that you can use consciously. And I love the dynamics of the roles because, yes, there are two dynamics of the roles. And if you know how to use the roles right, yes, the healing is there and eminent. If you know you have all kinds of stored trauma or kinds of emotional baggage that you have stored in your body, with conscious sexual awareness and presence and the safety of communication and connection with your partner, together, conscious kink and conscious sex, you can heal each other on a biological level, on a spiritual level, on a soulful level, on an abundance level. And that's when you really can create together of the highest form. And you know what? Kink is not a mask, it is your map to your truest authenticity.
Yes, yes, yes. I couldn't agree more. Okay, and we should embrace our kinks. No shame, no judgments. No, you should own it. You know what? I want to tell a story about a client of mine that came to me a couple of years ago, and she was very ashamed of things that she was feeling during her her lovemaking. Let's call it that. Okay. So she said to me, Dina, I need to be very honest with you. Can I open up? I told her, yes, please. That's why you were here for. So she said, I like it when a man, she was a lady, um, pisses on me. And I'm very ashamed to tell someone, is that okay? Is that good? And I told her, yeah, that's your fetish. That's a golden shower. And it's a lot of people has it. So look, there is a lot of information on Google. And maybe this lady could have gone to Google, but she was so afraid that she didn't even ask on Google if that was something okay. So that's why I think it's very important to have someone that you click with, that you trust. And if you don't have it and you're listening, hey, choose me or Toby, because it's very important to have that person. Because sometimes your kink can be illegal. Yes, your fetish can be illegal. And then someone can talk to you, and in my case, I would explore with you, but try to not to make it legal instead of having it illegal. For example, if someone comes in and he or she likes um, younger features, so there is so many costumes out there. That's that's role playing. So why not? You can role play with your partner, and it won't be illegal. Okay. So what comes up in you?
I love it. You know what? People need to explore what it is that they like. But more than so, realize why. Because you don't just look, I'm a self-mastery mentor. Okay. If you guys want sex coaching and intimacy coaching, Dina is your woman. Straight up. And I'm going to tell you all, book that call. Because you all need to have good sex, whether it's with yourself or with your partner. Literally. Because if not, it blocks your capacity to create on an energetic level. If you block your flow of your creative pleasure center, well, then you don't feel the pleasure of creation outside of you. So this is a real thing. This is not just a topic we're talking about. It affects your whole life.
Yes.
So if you guys want to be mastering your art of presence and power, come see me. You want all the sex tips, you want everything, you go see Dina. Because I'll tell you, if you come to me with sex talk, I'll tell you to go see Dina. Okay? But it's needed in your life just as much. So this is why I say, guys, you have a perfect opportunity when us two experts come out here and share the love with no shame, no fear, no guilt, no denial, and no avoidance. These are things that people just don't have the balls to talk about. Well, we have the heart, and we love you enough to share this stuff with you. We're adults here, but we all need help and to stay into the frequency of new earth. Okay? And what is that? The power of the highest potential of all of our beings.
Yes.
So please connect with us. Dina, why don't you throw in what you're going to for whatever, and we'll wrap up our... we're at episode 6 already. We're flying here. I love you, Dina. I'm so grateful that we do this.
Yes, me too. I'm happy that these Thursdays I can spend a couple of minutes with you and helping people. And to the audience, if you are curious about exploring your desires, know that you don't have to do it alone. That's the only thing I need to say. Find someone trustworthy. And embrace your curiosity, as Tobi said. I'm here. All of my links are down in the caption. And remember, your desires are worthy of respect, trust, exploration.
Oh yeah, big time. Dina, I'm so grateful that we come out here and we spit the truth for everybody. Guys, catch us every Thursday at noon. Come and get your Unfiltered Desire Smashing Sex Stigmas dose with Tobi and Dina. You know why? Because like you've seen in all of these 6 episodes, we come out here and we give you the real raw truth, unfiltered, about what's possible for you within your own desire, without shame, without guilt, without fear. And you know why? It's to empower you. You're not broken. You're not lost. Not at all. And we love you enough to guide you back to the highest potential of your being. So please reach out to Dina, reach out to me, because we can lead you to where you need to be. Okay? And we love you, and that's why we do it. So I guess we'll wrap up this episode. But we love you. Thank you, guys. Until next week.
Bye-bye.